Well, folks, our leadership class may be too old. Now Mitch McConnell, the Senate minority leader, he's freezing up for the second time in a month. It's getting quite frightening at this point. He's 81 years old. This is the second time in the past month that he froze up for like 30 solid seconds. He was speaking to the media, and it's really hard to watch. Here he was.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute.
Okay, that is awful to watch. A lot of senators are worried about his personal health, as they should be. He then held calls with allies, including Minority Whip John Thune, Conference Chair John Barrasso, and Senator John Cornyn of Texas. All of them are potential successors to McConnell. This has led to a spate of speculation over his health. A lot of talk about whether these are some sort of brain problem or whether this is Parkinson's. That's one of the speculations that's being put out because nobody seems particularly alarmed about this, which means maybe he already has a prior diagnosis. Ironically, Joe Biden is out there saying, I'll get in touch with him. I mean, honestly, like I wish that the media dedicated like 1/10 the amount of true worry they have about McConnell to Joe Biden. But we're told that Joe Biden is virile and with it.
Concerns about your friend Mitch McConnell's health.
By the way, I just heard literally coming out, and Mitch is a friend, as you know, not a joke. We always, people don't believe that's the case, but we have disagreements politically, but he's a good friend, and so I'm going to try to get in touch with him later this afternoon. I don't know enough to know.
Okay, so again, the media basically suggesting McConnell has to step down. They think that guy ought to keep running for president. McConnell's 81. That guy's 80. By the way, Donald Trump is 78. At a certain point, maybe we ought to get somebody who is below retirement age to run for the presidency. Everybody knows I love my Helix Sleep mattress. Did you know they just launched their newest, most high-end collection, Helix Elite? I got to tell you, I didn't appreciate my Helix Sleep mattress enough, and I appreciate it a lot until last night. So last night, my daughter came down with a 103 fever, which meant I was sleeping in her room. You know what I couldn't take with me? My Helix Sleep mattress, because it was in my room. So instead, I was on the floor on a yoga mat, sleeping next to my daughter to make sure that she was okay. Let me tell you, not a great sleep quality. Helix mattress, you need it. It's great. Helix Elite includes 6 different mattress models, each tailored for specific sleep positions and firmness preferences. I've had my Helix mattress for 7-8 years at this point. It is great. If you're nervous about buying a mattress online, you don't have to be. Helix has a sleep quiz that matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress. Why would you buy a mattress made for somebody else? I took that Helix quiz. I was matched with a firm but breathable mattress. Go to helixsleep.com/Ben. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz. Find the perfect mattress for your body and sleep type. Your mattress will come directly to your doorstep for free. Plus, Helix has a 10-year warranty. You get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. Helix has over 12,000 5-star reviews. Their financing options and flexible payment plans make it so a great night's sleep is never far away. In honor of Labor Day, Helix is offering 25% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for my listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/Ben. Use code HelixPartner25. It's their best offer yet. It won't last long. With Helix, better sleep starts right now. President Trump is on Truth Social. He is not talking about the campaign. One of the things he could be talking about would be the topic of abortion, where the left continues to be unbelievably radical. According to a recent study of hundreds of post-abortive women, 60% of women reported they would have preferred to give birth if they had received more support from others or had more financial security. That's where preborn steps in. Preborn is there for women in their darkest hour, deciding between the life and death of their precious child. The reality is, women are being pressured to make this fatal decision. They're being told their babies are just a clump of cells, which of course is a lie. Preborn welcomes women with love and introduces them to the beautiful life growing inside of them, which doubles their baby's chance at life. When you support Preborn, you not only support women, you empower them. Your donation of $28 will help a woman receive a free ultrasound. Your love can save a life. To donate, dial pound 250 and say keyword baby. That's pound 250 baby, or go to preborn.com/Ben. That's preborn.com/Ben. I have 4 kids. We have lots of ultrasounds for all of them. We met our beautiful children long before they were born. You can help a mom do that, and in doing so, help her save her baby's life. Head on over to preborn.com/Ben or dial pound 250 and say keyword baby to help out. Your donations are saving lives. It's the most important thing you're going to do today. Preborn.com/Ben. Go check them out right now. Okay, meanwhile, it turns out there's still people in this country who are somewhat capable at their jobs. So Ron DeSantis has been presiding over Florida during Hurricane Idalia. Thank God, Hurricane Idalia seems to have done less human damage than many of the prior hurricanes of its magnitude. It's already passed on to Georgia. It's turned into a tropical storm. So DeSantis yesterday, he was warning the looters. He said, basically, guys, you're in Florida. You try looting after a hurricane and do so at your own peril.
There are reports of people trying to loot down in Steinhatchee. And I've told all of our personnel at the state level, you protect people's property, and we are not going to tolerate any looting in the aftermath of a natural disaster. I mean, it's just ridiculous that you would try to do something like that on the heels of an almost Category 4 hurricane hitting this community. I'd also just remind potential looters that you never know what you're walking into. People have a right to defend their property. This part of Florida, you got a lot of advocates and some proponents of the Second Amendment. And I've seen signs in different people's yards in the past after these disasters. And I would say it's probably here. You loot, we shoot.
Yeah. This is the best of Ron DeSantis, right? When he's being governor, this is, again, why he would make a good president. He's actually good at the actual job. He was asked by a reporter about Donald Trump and the fact that Trump has spent effectively little brain power on the hurricane in Florida. He was tweeting a lot, putting out a lot of Truth Socials or whatever. DeSantis, however, gives the proper answer, which is, why are you asking me about this? I'm busy being governor.
What do you think about Trump? He's a resident here in Florida, and he hasn't commented on Idalia at all yet.
It's not my concern. My concern is protecting the people of Florida, being ready to go, and we've done that. And look, in Florida, you just have to do this. I mean, this is something we put a lot of time and effort into throughout the course of each year, knowing that there's going to be time where you're going to have to activate it.
Okay, that happens to be an excellent response to all of this. Meanwhile, the left, of course, is using this as an excuse to talk about climate change. Because what isn't an excuse about climate change? I mean, honestly, these people have one note and they're just going to keep singing it over and over. Here was Joe Biden yesterday claiming that because there is a hurricane, no one can deny the climate crisis anymore, which is weird since there have been hurricanes for literally all of documented history.
I let each governor I spoke with know if there's anything the states need right now, I'm ready to mobilize that support of what they need. I don't think anybody can deny the impact of the climate crisis anymore. Just look around. Historic floods, more intense droughts, extreme heat, significant wildfires have caused significant damage like we've never seen before, not only throughout the Hawaiian Islands in the United States, but in Canada and other parts of the world.
And by the way, it's so bad, he said, that one time his kitchen got set on fire. I'm not kidding. He did it again. In that same exact press conference, he was talking about Lahaina, and he mentioned again that his kitchen got set on fire one time. He's the best. Okay, time for some things I like. So I mentioned earlier the rare Ben Shapiro show reference to the Austro-Hungarian Empire. If you are interested in learning about any of that sort of stuff, I highly recommend Jacob Mickanowski's new book, Goodbye Eastern Europe, An Intimate History of a Divided Land. It's really worth the read. Excellent book. Basically traces the history of Eastern Europe, what used to be called Eastern Europe, from essentially the Dark Ages, so-called Dark Ages, up until modern times, and looks at the fact that a lot of the borders were sort of drawn post facto, changed a lot. If you look at a map of Europe in like 1200, it looks completely different than the map of Europe today. It's shifted, it's moved a lot of times. Populations have shifted and moved. And there's some valuable lessons to be learned in the history of Eastern Europe about how empires fall apart, about how nationalism rises, about the costs of population transitions and all the rest of it. Definitely worth the read. Jacob Mickanowski's Goodbye Eastern Europe. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.